Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side. Otherwise, you will miss the latest videos.
Patel Sahab. Um, and again, this technique has multiple layers to it, right? Um, 1 hour we may not be able to cover everything, but I just want to. So what we are planning to do is we will probably do like a mini session today. We'll take you through the basic technique first, and then maybe in the later weeks we will have like a workshop, like 2 3 hours of workshop to just focus on this topic. There are like layer 2, layer 3 of this technique which will take as a in the workshop separately. So again, it's a very beautiful concept, as I said, given by Shri Patel Sahab. um, also, we have also implemented the same concept in Saptarishis Astrologer's desk app, right? So you'll be able to see that. But if you don't have access to the app, or if you don't want to subscribe to the app, I mean, you can always construct it by your own. You can take printouts. You can write the names of the planets in the specific nakshatra padas and then start using it. So before we start, I just want to take like a moment for us to pray to the Almighty to remove all the obstructions which comes in our path of learning. And we should also pray to all the different rishis who have given us this knowledge of astrology. We should also pray to our teachers of past life, present life, and in the future life. We should pray to all Dev Shastra gurus, um, and we should seek their blessings. Let's take a moment to remember all our gurus in this life, previous lives, and the past lives. And I think with this, we can start our topic of today, which is circular chart. So, so what is circular chart? So if you are able to see my screen, you'll be able to see something. Yeah, you'll be able to see a screen like this, right? So are you able to all see the circular chart?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. This circular chart has like 7 8 layers to it. First layer is the first circle is the number of all the signs. So one is Aries, two is Taurus, Gemini. So all the numbers of all the signs is are present here in the first circle. Second circle has the names of rashis. So you have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on and so forth. Third has number for all nakshatras.
Okay.
So 1 through 27, all nakshatra has a number starting with 1 for Ashwini.
Right.
Fourth circle has the lords of each nakshatra. So first nakshatra is Ashwini, which is the lord of Ashwini nakshatra as per Vimshotri Dasha scheme is Ketu. So that's your fourth circle. Right? And then after that you have fifth circle, which is name of all the nakshatras. All 27 nakshatras, Ashwini through Revati, are included here in the next circle.
Yes.
Then in the sixth circle, you will find the names of the planet. Names of the planet, and also Bhrigu Bindu, which is represented by BB. And then you will also find a Fortuna point or your Punya Sahan, which is represented as FP.
Okay.
So this is your sixth circle. Then the seventh circle has the Navmansh sign associated with each of the padas. So Ashwini nakshatra first pada will be in Aries. Ashwini nakshatra second pada will be in Taurus. So likewise, so on and so forth for all nakshatra padas. What Navmansh is represented by those nakshatra padas is given here.
सर किसी के माइक म्यूट नहीं है, थोड़ा डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है, सुनाई साफ नहीं दे रहा।
So I will repeat. Number 7, circle number 7 has Navmansh Rashi of each nakshatra pada. So Ashwini nakshatra first pada will have Navmansh Rashi of Aries. Bharani nakshatra first pada has Navmansh Rashi of Leo, number 5. Number 5 is for Leo.
Oh,
Number
got
6,
it.
Bharani second pada is Virgo sign in Navmansh. So likewise, you can find all the Rashis, all the Navmansh signs of each nakshatra pada.
Okay.
Okay. Now the interesting thing to note here is something to not ignore, something to specifically pay attention to is there are certain padas which are in black color, which are filled in black color,
Okay.
right? So these are our Pushkar Bhag, the Pushkar padas. So these are very auspicious nakshatra padas. Any planet in these specific dark padas are going to give you good results. Even the
Okay.
malefic planets in this Pushkar Bhag will give you positive results. I mean, they will not harm you as much as they would in otherwise. So it's a very important thing to note this Pushkar Bhag, which is given here. You can just look at the chart, the circular chart, and you can identify which planets are sitting in the Pushkar Bhag.
Okay.
In that way, in a snapshot, you will be able to understand, like for example, in this chart, you can see Mars is there in the Pushkar Bhag.
Okay.
So we know that Mars is going to be a good planet for this native.
Okay.
Even the negative planets like your Marakas, your 6, 8, 12 lords, your Badhakas, even the Badhak planets in the Pushkar Bhag will not give you bad results. They will probably not give you good results, but they will also not give you, they will not trouble you as much as they can. It's a
Okay.
very easy to use method. And then in the last circle, which is the 8th circle, you will find the numbers from 1 to 108. So each number is associated with each nakshatra pada. Starting from Ashwini nakshatra, first pada as 1, you will put numbers to all nakshatra padas from starting from 1 to 108. Now these nakshatra padas can also represent, and they also represent the running years of the native. I repeat, these numbers in the outermost circle represent the running years of the natives. The basic technique, the very essential or basic technique of using circular chart is you look at the chart, you start noting down like what planets are placed in which nakshatra pada and what is the age related to that nakshatra pada. And then you'll be able to understand and see that there are major events in the life of that native are happening around those ages. So I repeat, the numbers in the outermost circle represent the running years of the life of the native, in the life of the native. And if you have a planet placed in any of these years, those years will have significant events. Now, how to decode these events? That is based on what is the rashi, in which rashi that nakshatra pada is falling, and what planet has occupied that nakshatra pada. So that will give us that will help us to understand what is the nature of the event, what kind of event is likely to happen in that year. So is that okay? Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense? Like all the 8 circles, are you all very clear about like what each of these circles means? Because if you do not understand this part, then rest of the session will be of no use.
Sir, there was a lot of background noise.
Sir, can you do a quick recap, please?
Okay, so let me do a quick recap. So the first circle there are 8 circles, concentric circles in this circular chart. The very first circle has the number of rashi, number of each sign. From 1 to 12, Aries is 1, Pisces is 12. You can see that is your first dial. Second circle has name of all the rashis. Your third circle has all the nakshatra numbers corresponding to all nakshatras are given in the third circle, 1 through 27. The owner of each nakshatra as per Vimshotri Dasha scheme is given in the fourth circle. So Ashwini is owned by Ketu. Ashwini is the ruler of Ketu. Ketu is the ruler of Ashwini Nakshatra. Venus is the ruler of Bharini Nakshatra. Likewise, all the rulers of the nakshatras are given in this circle. The next circle has the names of all nakshatras. So you can see Ashwini, Bharini, Kritika, Rohini, Mrikshir. Likewise, all the names of the nakshatras are given in the circle. Then the next circle, you can put the planets here as per the nakshatra pada. So whichever planets are, you can look at any chart, you can see, identify which nakshatra, which pada it is, and you can put the name of the planet in the next circle. Then you have Navamsa Rashi corresponding to each nakshatra padas. So that's your circle number 7. Circle number 7 has nakshatra Rashi corresponding to each nakshatra pada. And then the last circle, 8th circle, has the numbers associated with each nakshatra pada. So 1 through 108, we know there are 27 nakshatras. Each nakshatra has 4 padas, which gives us 108 nakshatra padas. So, and we will start putting numbers starting from Aries sign, Ashwini Nakshatra, first pada, that will be your first nakshatra pada, and then subsequently you will have 4 nakshatra padas will go into Ashwini. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is Ashwini. Then 5th nakshatra pada will be of Bharini. Bharini nakshatra pada 1 will correspond to 5th nakshatra pada if we start counting from 1, and then so on and so forth for all the nakshatras and nakshatra padas. Now, the numbers which are given in the last circle correspond to the ages, running years of the native's life. The number in the last circle correspond to the running year of the native's life. If there is a planet in that nakshatra pada, like for example in this chart, you can see Ketu is there in the Ashwini nakshatra first pada. So which means first year of the life, there are significant event which will happen in the native's life, and that will be related to Ketu. Ketu is the planet, so it will be related to Ketu. Now you have to see the ownership of Ketu, what sign it is falling, what planets are aspecting, and then you'll be able to decode the result, or you'll be able to fine tune your prediction to understand what event will happen in that particular year. Manishji, your hand is raised.
Yes, I want to know one thing. Is this entire chart static or does it rotate as per the birth detail?
The chart is static except for the placements of the planet.
Okay, thank you.
Alokji, you have a question?
I had a question regarding this running years. Now, each year is running year is corresponding to a particular pada or nakshatra. So that means every running year is changing as per pada.
Correct.
That means nakshatra keeps on changing. Nakshatra pada keeps on changing with each running year. 1 year some Ashwini
Correct.
1, next year Ashwini second pada, third year, like this.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And I will give you examples to kind of prove my point, so to say.
Okay.
Again, not my technique, but technique is of C.S. Patel sahab. It is his idea. He has given examples in his book. I'm going to give examples from my side to kind of explain this concept.
Okay.
Anybody else has any other question? Because if we don't understand this bit, then rest of the things, as I said, may not be useful.
Pushkar Bhag is also Pushkar Navansh also, na? Same.
Yes, Pushkar Bhag, Pushkar Navansh. Pushkar, it's actually Pushkar Navansh. Pushkar Bhag is a specific degree.
So it's very degree.
Yeah. So this is actually all these things which are denoted in black are your actually Pushkar Bhag. Pushkar Navansh, sorry. So as I said, any planet in Pushkar Navansh, they will give you good results. Even if the malefics are sitting in the Pushkar Navansh, they will not give you bad results. Your Avyogi planet, if they are sitting in the Pushkar Navansh, they will not give you too much trouble. They will give you some trouble because they are Avyogi, but they will not harm you. They will not hit you hard, so to say. So any planet, even the 6th, 8th, 12th Lord or Badika Lords or functional malefic, natural malefics, if they are occupying your Pushkar Navansh, they will not harm you that much. They will kind of be mellow. But if you have good planets in Pushkar Bhag, Pushkar Navansh, then definitely they will give you good results. If you have Trine Lord sitting in Pushkar Navansh, definitely give you good results. One of the way to easily understand like how strong is the chart is see number of planets sitting in Pushkar Navansh. More number of planets sitting in Pushkar Navansh, you can outrightly say the person will be rich and famous. Jeffrey, you have a question?
Yes, hi. Where does the Lagna figure the ascendant?
Lagna will be represented as ascendant AS. So here
Okay.
you can see AS is there.
So in that case, is it the case that Mula first pada is the first year of that native?
No. Always the counting will begin from Ashwini Nakshatra first pada.
Okay. Okay, that's all.
Again, there are variations, but let's focus on one thing first. Ashwini first pada is your year number 1.
Okay.
It's like Kalpurush. So Kalpurush is always seen from Aries sign. So we'll just follow that technique.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sir, can you explain this again?
Ma'am, what part?
This part only, that the first year will start from Ashwini
Yes.
nakshatra.
First year will start from Ashwini first pada. Second year Ashwini second pada. Third Ashwini third pada. Fourth Ashwini fourth pada. Fifth year
But
will
that
be
is for
first pada.
Sir, for this native or for everybody? This is someone's chart.
Everybody.
But sir, people are born with different nakshatras.
People are born with different nakshatras. You will
So
have
नहीं
different
होगा उनका
planets.
first year.
You will have different planets sitting in different nakshatras and different nakshatra padas, and that will alter the result. Your ascendant will be different, so you will have to take into account what is your ascendant, where the planets are placed. That will give you the result. Let me explain the technique. Maybe your question will be answered automatically.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anybody else has any other question? Okay. So let's go into some examples. Okay. So this is Chaudhary Charan Singh. You all must have heard the name. He was the 5th Prime Minister of India, right? And this is the we will open the chart of Chaudhary Charan Singh first. So this is the chart of Chaudhary Charan Singh. Now he became the Prime Minister of India on 28th July 1979. 1979. 1979 will fall in the 77th year. So I'll repeat the date. 28th July of 1979 will fall under 77th year. You can see the dates here, date ranges, right? And this is the chart of Chaudhary Charan Singh. Now let me take you to his circular chart. So we are talking about 77th year, right? So I'm going to go and look for 77 number here. So you can see there are 2 planets sitting in the 70s in the nakshatra pada, which is represented by the number 77. You have Mercury and Venus, right? Now let's go back to his chart. Mercury and Venus are getting activated in 77th year. Mercury is your 10th lord. If you have to become prime minister, 10th house support is what you need. 10th house, 11th house, 9th house support is what makes you the prime minister of India. It is prime minister of any country for that matter. Because 10th house is about the status, right? And you can achieve higher status if your 10th house is fortified. So 10th house, 10th lord is Mercury. So Mercury being the 10th lord is getting activated in 77th year. Thus, it is making him the prime minister. Also know that Venus is the 11th lord. 11th lord of fulfillment of wishes. Right? So again, 9th, 10th, 11th house are all very important if you have to become the head of the state. If you have seen my other videos, in one of the videos I have spoken about the Ashtak Varga for 10th house and 11th house. It has to be highest for you to achieve the highest post in the public office. All the prime minister, all the presidents will have either highest points in the Ashtak Varga in the 10th house or either in the 11th house. In some cases, you will see 9th house and 3rd house also achieving the highest Ashtak Varga score. But otherwise, in most of the cases, you will see 10th house has the highest Ashtak Varga score or 11th house has the highest Ashtak Varga score in any head of the state, be it the Prime Minister of UK, US, or anywhere else in the world, right? Many charts I've studied. I've also like 10 charts I gave the examples in one of the videos. But again, not to sidetrack, but here you can clearly see 77th year, Mercury is getting activated, Venus is getting activated. Venus is your 11th lord, Mercury is the 10th lord. Mercury and Venus, they are in the same sign as Sun. Sun, we know, king, right? So again, don't, I mean, if you have to kind of evaluate it from different angles, this is how you can expand it. But if you understand that Mercury and Venus both are getting activated in the 77th year and he became the prime minister, I think that's good enough. Does it make sense?
Yes, yes.
Now we'll take the second example. Then we go to his 83rd year. 83rd year, you can all see on my screen. It is falling in sign Capricorn. It is the second pada for Uttarashada, and we have the planet Saturn.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll go to the ascendant chart. Let me do one thing. I know a lot of us are not everybody is familiar with the North Indian chart. So
Sir, just one thing. This circular chart having a natal D1 planet. You are showing 77 year and 83. They are the natal D1 planet, right?
correct. Yes. Okay. Now, so this is the again natal D1 chart of Chaudhary Charan Singh with degrees and everything, right? Now here, 83rd year, Saturn is getting activated.
Yeah.
Saturn is in the second house.
Marak style.
Saturn is the lord of second house. And what is second house?
Marak.
Marak, right? We all know second house and seventh house planets are Marak planets. They are the primary first grade Marakas, right? And now this Saturn is also sitting with the ascendant lord, which is Jupiter. So it's going to influence Jupiter also. Jupiter is the ascendant lord. So ascendant we all know. Head is ascendant. This portion is ascendant. Saturn is there, Marak is there, something to do with the ascendant, something to do with the head. The event is he suffered a stroke in the 83rd year. And the date was 29th of November 29th November 1985. And he could never recover from the stroke. 1.5 years later, he died. He did not die the same year, but he was almost bedridden. He was unable to get back to his work. So he never recovered from the stroke after he got the stroke in the 83rd year. So he ultimately died 2 years after, but this is the event. Is it making sense? Marika planet, Saturn. We know Saturn, very good Marika. Like Saturn is a natural malefic planet also. In this case, this is a Marika planet. It is influencing ascendant lord and hence ascendant, and then giving him the stroke.
Yes.
Now the thing is, I will take you through some other examples also. But one thing to remember is you will definitely have an event. Now these public figures, we may not know what all is happening in their lives. So that's why I'm not like each and every planet which is sitting here, like we definitely we will find events related to it, but again we will have to figure out what 75th year also there will be an event. Likewise, we will find events in all these years, 48, 52, 53, 55, all these years will have an event, but some of the events are not known to public. Some of them are private events, and we know that these are public profiles, so not everything comes out in black and white, right? So there is always that thing. But what I would encourage you to do is take the known charts, take your chart, take your relatives chart, friends chart, and see what events are happening in which way. And if you just follow like what is a rashi, what is a sign, what is a house, and basic karakatwas, right? That will be and that will help you to understand like what is the nature of event that is going to be. Alokji, you have a question?
Actually, in this particular example, the both in the case of 77th year and 83rd year, planets are present in that particular pada. But suppose that pada is blank, whichever may be the running year, and there is no planet there. Then what kind of event can we see?
Very good question. That is your next level, next layer. So
Okay.
let's first focus on the first level of the technique, first layer of the technique, which is nakshatra padas occupied by the planets, how to understand what kind of results are going to happen during that year. So that's the topic. I'll give you ample of examples, and probably when we do like a workshop kind of thing, we'll go into details of how to see what kind of events will happen in the year when you don't have any planet in that particular nakshatra pada. Chaya ji, you have a question?
Yeah, I just want to ask, is this a fixed chart? Because what you have opened in any chart I'm opening, it's showing the same circular chart.
It is a fixed chart, but the planet positions will change.
According to the chart.
Yes. So based on your birth time, the position of the planets will change. Other than that, everything else is fixed. This circle, right? This circle, which is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th circle, will have planets. So that is the only variable factor here.
Okay, but then you said now Pushkar Navamsa for every chart, that is darkened this thing. And so for everything, for every chart it will remain same or it will change?
Yes. Pushkar Navamsa is going to be same for every chart.
Okay. So according to the planets there, we have to see the events and all that's happening.
Correct.
That is the only layer, that is the only circle that is going to change.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Shall we go to the next example?
Sir, where can we generate this chart?
You can go to, this is your app, and then you go to chakras. Here, under chakras, you have these 3 chakras, and this is your circular chart.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yes.
Sir, this circular chakra maybe resemble with a clock when we can see the watch and we can predict, prashna like that.
I mean, yeah, nobody is stopping you like the way you want to see it. So, yeah, I mean, there are prashna techniques which are related to this 108 navamsa padas, right? So there are, yeah, it's a Pandora's box, but it has like Pushkar Navamsa is also here, and it helps you to remember like what nakshatras are falling in which rashi. So again, it is a very multifaceted view of the chart, and it helps you to give predictions. Like it helps you to understand chart very easily, especially if you are like in your beginner's journey. I mean, if you don't know like what nakshatra falls in which sign, who's the lord of that nakshatra pada corresponding to Navamsa sign. So all this information is here in this chart. So very, very beautiful concept. And this technique also, again, it works magically.
Yeah, there is one query, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in this chart of Mr. Charan Singh, we find that, but for the first year where Ketu is placed there, in next almost 40 years, there is no natal planet, placed there. And it might happen in some other chart as well, and the second planet is in the 48th year, which is Mars. So that means first 48 years, but for Ketu, we cannot say by the planet's position that some important event or some significant event might have taken place.
It's a very valid question. So again, as I said, there are layers to the technique. So first technique is just identify what planets are sitting in what nakshatra, what navamsa padas, and that will give you the result. So let's focus on the first part today. There are other layers to it, like second layer and third layer, and so on and so forth, right? So all this we can do, but let's first solidify our understanding of this first technique.
Okay, right. So thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay. Then now let me go to another chart. So we have chart of Joe Biden, current president of United States.
Sir, can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Sir, as we have a lagna, we at the time of the birth, the dasha is progressing, right? Suppose the moon dasha is progressing, and moon rashi is there, so we can predict by the rashi.
So when ready hoche, he is going to that you.
See, in that way, again, if you want to extend it, you can extend it, but that's not the technique which I'm discussing today. So my technique is the running year, based on the running year which is given in the 8th circle. The event will happen in the life of the native. If there is a planet associated with the specific navamsa pada, nakshatra pada, you will definitely find an event and major events.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So this is the chart of Joe Biden. Let me pull up his natal chart also. So this is the natal chart of Joe Biden. So let me walk you through some of the events of life of Joe Biden. So the first event I have for you is in the 28th year. Now see, 28th year, you have Punarvasu Nakshatra, and Punarvasu Nakshatra, 4th pada, you will find Jupiter is situated here. So Jupiter, nakshatra of Jupiter, and then the planet which is situated is also Jupiter, and it is in the 4th navamsa rashi, which is Cancer. So it is in the navamsa, Jupiter will be exalted, right? So in the navamsa, Jupiter is going to be exalted. So here Jupiter, which is the nakshatra lord, and the planet which is sitting here is also Jupiter, and Jupiter is going into the exalted navamsa, and it is also a Pushkar navamsa. Jupiter, we know, is the Karaka of children. And the event is in the 28th year. Let me take you to the natal chart for a moment. So here in the natal chart, we find Jupiter is in the 9th house. We know birth of a children, Jupiter is Karaka. Birth of a children will happen when the 5th house and 9th house or 1st house are activated, right? So his second child was born in the 28th year. The second child, Hunter Biden, was born in the 28th year, and the date was 4th of February 1970. Here, very simple. Jupiter in the 9th house getting activated in 28th year. Jupiter goes into the exalted navamsa. We know that birth of a child can only happen when 1st house, 5th house, 9th house are activated. Then let me take you to another event in the life of Joe Biden. Again, events are going to be far apart. The second event is in the 60th year, 60th running year, Mars is getting activated. Mars is in the Pushkar Navamsa of Pisces. Now, Mars is getting activated. So let's go back to our D1 chart. D1 chart, we can see Mars is sitting in the 12th house, house of exit. Mars is also your 6th lord and the lord of ascendant. With Mars, we have Mercury, which is the 11th lord and the 8th lord. So here is 6th house, 8th house, 11th house, and ascendant. These 4 houses are also getting involved. Again, we can extend this technique to say, okay, Venus may also be activated, but that will be taking it too far. So again, let me go back. In the 60th year, we have Mars, and this is a nakshatra. It is all happening in the Swati nakshatra. Swati nakshatra, we know that is ruled by Rahu. So again, all negative planets are Mars is getting activated, Rahu is getting activated. Now Mars, Rahu. Now the nakshatra lord of Mars is Rahu. Rahu is in the 10th house, right? So a lot of people will take 9th house as the house of father. A lot of people will take 10th house as the house of father. Even if you take 9th house as the house of father, the second house from it, the 10th house becomes the Maraka house for the father. If you take 10th house as the father, Rahu in the 10th house can give you some results related to the father, right? It is the sign of sun. It is the Leo sign. Again, sun, father. Natural karakas, right? Leo, sun, father. So the event is in the 60th running year, his father died. I think I've mentioned it in some of the videos also. As per SK Mehta, you might have heard about him. He's the guaranteed astrologer. He was known to be the guaranteed astrologer. There were a lot of articles published in the Saptarishis Astrology magazine also on SK Mehta. So one of the rule that SK Mehta gives is third house. So 12th house is the house related to the death of father. So if your 12th house is activated, in many cases you will find that the father of that native goes away during that time. So he suggested that for father's death, 12th house and the third house has to be taken for timing the father's death. Again, I don't want to kind of go deeper into it, but again, this is one of his dictums that he has given, and this is from SK Mehta's book. So here also we can see that the 12th house, because Mars is there, Mars is getting activated. So 12th house is getting activated, and this is the time when his father left the world. Okay. Then we'll take some other chart.
What about his presidency? Can it be seen from here?
The presidency, he became president around
I think 2018, no? Not 18.
yes, 2000
19.
no 2020.
24 में election declare. 2020. So his age will be
I think it will be 78 or something. So he became president on 78.
78.
78 we have Rahu.
Rahu is there.
Rahu is there, and Rahu is in what house? 10th house.
10th house.
Yeah. Again, we know 10th house. Why 10th house? And then dispositor of Rahu is Sun. So Sun, Leo sign, presidency. We spoke about 10th house. Why 10th house is important for anybody to be the president. So 10th house, 11th house, 9th house, they are important in the order which I mentioned. Good. 78. Likewise, we'll be able to know a lot of events in everybody's life. It's a very simple, easy to use technique, but you have to keep in mind like planet, house, signs, significators. If you have that basics in your mind, it's not difficult to predict with this technique. Again, as they say, basics are very difficult to master in astrology, but not impossible. Again, I'm not using like any out of ordinary techniques. Simple basic rules of astrology, basic karakatwas of houses, signs, planets is what I'm using here. No complex calculation, no dashas, no antardashas, nothing, no transits. One simple technique, 1 year, one planet. That's it. So, then let me take you to let me take you to John F. Kennedy. Again, we'll talk about his okay.
चीज को तो छूना होता
This is his natal chart, and this is his circular chart. First event I have is 24th year. We can see in the 24th year, you have Pisces sign, Pushkar Navamsa, and then Ketu is sitting here. Right? Now let's go to his natal chart. So you have Ketu in the 10th house. And then dispositor of Ketu is Mercury. So Ketu is going to behave like Mercury. And Mercury is in the 8th house. 10th house is the house of father. Ketu is for blockage. Ketu is also cut. Mercury is also planet of education. Gemini sign is the sign of writing. We write with the hands, right? And Gemini sign is to do with the writing. Mercury is to do with the writing. Now let me give you the event. So during this year, Kennedy left his education. He took a break from his education. I think he was enrolled in a Stanford School of Management. He decided to leave his education. So there was a cut in his education. Again, Mercury cut. To help his father, again 10th house father, to write a memoir of his time as an American ambassador. So he took a break from his education because Ketu is break. To help his father, 10th house is the house of father. Again, as I said, 9th house also, some people take 9th house as father, some people take 10th house as the father. 10th house of father, if we take, to write a memoir, to write something. So again, writing is represented by Gemini sign. To write a memoir of his time as American ambassador. So his father was an American ambassador. So his father asked him to write his memoir as an American ambassador, like all the places that his father has gone. So he traveled with his father. Remember, Gemini sign is the sign of travel. It is the third sign. Third sign is the sign of travel. So he traveled with his father to South America. He went to different countries where his father went to collect all the facts, all the stories related to his father, like whichever places he stayed, his father stayed. He went there. He wrote a memoir. He wrote it in a diary, like all the things that his father did in his life as an ambassador of America. So he did all that in the 24th year. Again, house, sign, planets, Karakatwas. But if you see word by word, if you know, I mean, you can easily relate to this event word by word with all these basic Karakatwas. So I'll repeat the event. Kennedy left his education and helped his father write a memoir of his time as an American ambassador. He then traveled to South America and he visited many places. Make sense?
Yes. One question. Did he travel with his father? I think that's what I heard.
Yes.
Or he traveled with his father. Okay, thanks.
Then I'm going to take you to his another very important event of his life that happened in the year 44.
If someone's natal planet is in the year of 90 and natal person died in 40, is it something like that we can also calculate the age or like that instead of finding the planet in a particular year?
Again, your question is not clear. If somebody dies,
I said, I just want to know, is there any calculation in circular chart? A person dies in 40 year and his natal planet is in 86 year. Or is there something like that we can calculate, or we can just say if his planet is in 86 year, he has to live up to 86 year, that's year?
No, he can die. So John F. Kennedy died very young, right? So you will find planets which are 78-year Rahu. So this is a chart of JFK. So which means, does he have to live till 78 years to experience the results of Rahu? No. Probably he saw the events related to Rahu much before that. So that's your second part of the technique. Not discussing it today.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, will this circular chart will be different for each person?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I said. So your sixth circle in this circular chart will have the planets depending on the natal placement of your chart, of the native chart. Sixth circle is only variable here. Other things are all static. You see Ketu here in this chart in Aridra Nakshatra 4th Pada. It is only for JFK, not for anybody else. So in somebody else's chart, the Ketu can be in Shravana Nakshatra, right? So this is a variable factor. The sixth circle is the variable factor. Others are all static.
So then where will we get the circular chart of each person, sir?
Where will you get the circular chart? You can get it from the app or you can draw it using your hand.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No worries. 44th year, next event. 44th year, we see moon is situated here. It is under the sign Leo. Now let's see what house Leo is occupying. Leo is occupying your 12th house. And it is the planet Moon. Now, Moon and Sun. What is the karakas of Moon and what is the karaka of Sun?
Moon is mother
So
and
mother,
father.
son is father.
Okay. What else?
Moon is travel.
Mind, sir. Mind.
Sun is government, some senior administrative position.
Jobs.
Job?
Sun is some higher position, his boss.
Positions. So administrative jobs.
Higher authority job.
Danger to father.
Danger to father. Okay, I'm not talking about danger to, I mean, not danger, but I'm just talking about the karakatwas here. Sun and moon. What are the karakatwas of sun and moon?
Sun
Moon
could be
is
sun
blood,
also.
sun is
and
bone.
Sun is government.
Others traveling.
So both are royal planets.
Both are royal planets, luxury.
king and queen.
Yeah. King and queen, right? So they are king and queen. Right? Moon is a royal planet, moon is sitting in the sign of sun. So moon is a royal planet. Moon is a queen. Queen is sitting in the house of king, which is Leo sign. Right?
So mentally he will experience lot of luxury. Can we say that?
Wait. Now also see where the dispositor, where the sun is. So sun is in 9th house.
9th house.
So for becoming the prime minister, what do you need?
9, 10, 11.
10th house, 11th house, 9th house, and you have two planets, sun and moon. He became the prime minister in 44th year, in John F. Kennedy.
And
Moon is getting activated. Moon is your 11th lord. Dispositor of moon goes in the 9th house, activating 9th house. We see 11th house getting activated, 9th house getting activated, planet sun and moon are getting activated. Hence he became the president.
But sir, you can see, sir, moon with Mandi and Gyatikarak, and sun is again, Venus is combust and 12th house and
Venus is combust, but sun is there, right?
Yes, sir.
We are not talking about Venus. We are talking about royal planets, sun and moon. Sun can never be combust.
No, but sir, moon is in very bad position with Mandi and Gyatikarak, and in 12th house.
Moon is in the bad position, but do you think the moon in the 12th house cannot make you the president? I mean, he became the president here.
I think the dispositor of moon is quite, this nicely placed in 9th house with Jupiter and Venus.
Yes, and again, we are not looking into divisional chart. We are not looking into any other things. We are looking at just what planets are getting activated in which year. If you have to really understand the events, you go look into D10 chart, go look into navamsa, you have so many other factors to review the event holistically. But just with these simple techniques, just with the basic karakatvas, sun, moon are getting activated, moon is getting activated, moon again royal planet, lord of 11th house, right? Don't worry about this mandi gulik here. But again, just with that, I think it is giving us good enough indications.
Well, I have one question here. Apart from significations of the planet, shouldn't 10th house or 10th lord get involved in this?
Yeah, ideally speaking, so 10th lord should also get involved. Again, I'm not saying it should not, but here without even 10th lord, let's also look at 44th year, right? So Venus, moon is in the Purva Falguni nakshatra, and lord of Purva Falguni is Venus. So here again Venus connection is happening. So again your 12th house, 9th house is all getting connected. Also understand that how let me complete. So let's also understand, let's also not forget about, this is the chart of John F. Kennedy. Now he comes from a very affluent family who had politics in his blood. So I think he was like his grandmother or grandfather were also in politics. His father was also in politics, and it was his father who pulled him into politics after his elder brother has passed, right? So he is getting in order for him to become the president, he got a lot of help from his father. And again, there is also, again, if you read more about John F. Kennedy, his father also commented that the amount of money which I spent for you to become like senator or some senator, I mean, he spent like a ridiculous amount of money for him to become a senator. So his father supported him a lot. Now you if you want to take like 9th house for father, 10th house for father, again, those are all we can always debate about it endlessly, and we will still not reach any conclusion. But just if you take Sun Venus combination here, Jupiter is also there, and Venus is getting activated because of the nakshatra lord being a nakshatra lord, and moon is moon's dispositor, sun is also getting activated. So if you see, these houses are good enough yogas for him to become the president. And again, he got a lot of support. As I said, he got a lot of support from his father, and he thus became the president of United States.
Sir, one important observation that moon's degrees are 24 and natal Mars and Mercury, they're almost in trine to that. And Mercury happens to be 10th lord, which is situated in 8th house, which is house of sudden gains. So things could be correlated.
Yeah, you can find out, like, there can be different ways of looking at it. But again, here my rule is 44th year, moon is getting activated. Moon is a royal planet, and then dispositor of nakshatra lord and dispositor of moon, we all saw. These are also all, like, sun is getting activated, 9th lord is getting activated. So again, as I said, 9th, 10th, 11th house, one of these house or one or more of these houses have to be activated at the time of becoming the head of the states. Here we can see 2 out of 3 houses, 11th house and the 9th house, both are getting activated for this native.
Actually, sir, in this case also Jupiter is aspecting the Lagna, activating the Mercury, which is the 10th lord.
You can you can look at it in different ways. Again, I'm not saying that one is a good way, another is not good. There are definitely different ways of looking at it. But as I said, 9th, 10th, 11th, these houses have to be activated. Here we can see 2 out of 3 houses are getting activated, and he becoming the president is not like coincidental. It did not just happen. There is a lot of planning which happened from his father's side. Father spent a lot of money for him to get into politics and get himself established in politics. So again, there is a whole thing about his presidency. So we can always debate, discuss like why this happened, but I think what I wanted to make sure is that we understand how to apply this technique, and I think you all have a good understanding of how to apply this technique. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
let me take you through the last example. We'll take the chart of Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, so chart of Amitabh Bachchan. First event I have for you is year 40. You have Rahu sitting here, and this is all happening in the sign of Leo. Now let's look at his chart and see where Rahu is sitting. Rahu is sitting in the 7th house. Leo is also the sign of natural. Again, if you look at Kalpurusha chart, 5th house, 5th sign, Leo sign is also heart. Some people take it as heart. 4th house and 5th house, both people take it as heart. 5th house is also taken as stomach. 6th house is intestine, right? So 5th house is stomach. Then you have Rahu sitting there, and then Kuli incident happened. So Rahu in the 7th house, we know Rahu can be a top grade marka. He had life and death kind of situation during Kuli incident. He fell from again Puneet Issar while shooting the film. Puneet Issar and he were filming a scene, and then during the shooting, the chair fell on his stomach, and then he got internal stomach injuries, and because of that, he was very close to life and death situation. Everybody prayed, and that was happening in his 40th running year. So dispositor here, Sun goes into the 6th house, 8th house. Again, we know 8th house is life and death kind of situations, sudden events, mishaps, accidents, all these can be seen in the 8th house. 7th house, Rahu is a top grade marka. We know Rahu can be a very powerful marka. 2nd house and 7th house, any planet situated there can be your marka planet. So the Kuli incident happens in the 40th year for Amitabh Bachchan. Next event I have is during his 50th year, 50 year, we have Venus getting activated.
Sir, what is this dark black color which has been indicated separately?
Pushkar Namanj.
Okay.
So we have 50th year, Venus getting activated. It is in the sign of Virgo. It is in the nakshatra of Moon, which is Hasta. Let's look at his natal chart where the Venus is sitting. Venus is sitting in the 8th house for him. Venus is in the debilitation sign of Virgo. Venus is with Sun, Mercury, and Mars. Right? So 8th house is a hidden house. Anything which is there in the 8th house is hidden. It's not visible. This was the year when Amitabh Bachchan took semi-retirement from his career. He said he released this movie Khuda Gawah and then he goes into the semi-retirement. He says, I want to retire from this life. I want to take a break from acting. He released a Khuda Gawah movie. Again, movie was super hit. He got all the critical acclaims. Everybody appreciated his work in Khuda Gawah. We all remember Khuda Gawah. I mean, I have seen it. Many of you might have also seen it. We all remember like that Khuda Gawah movie. He was with Sri Devi in that movie, and it was an amazing movie. Because Venus is there, some movie has to happen, and after the movie happened, he said, "I want to take a retirement." 8th house is also house of isolation, seclusion. He took a retirement. He said, "I'm not going to do any more movies," and then that's it. Again, if you want to relate a lot of things, Venus is with 10th Lord, Mars. It is also in the 8th house of seclusion. Right, so your retirement can be seen from the 12th house. Retirement can also be seen from 8th house. So again, these are the houses which are kind of giving you a break. Then I'll take you to next example. So in the year 53, you see year 53, it is in the Chitra Nakshatra and it is the first pada of Chitra Nakshatra. You have Sun and Mercury in the first pada of Chitra Nakshatra. So in the year 53, Sun and Mercury are getting activated. Now let's see where Sun and Mercury are in the natal chart. So after he took a retirement in the 50th year, he decides to form ABCL. In the 53, again, dates are not mentioned. It's not clearly given on the internet, like when exactly he formed. But somewhere in the 53rd year, he formed the ABCL Corporation. Now here, Sun and Mercury. Mercury is a planet of business. Sun is the 7th lord of business. Mercury is a natural karakatva of business. 10th house is also important for business. So 10th lord is also situated here. So these three, this combination, Sun, Mercury, and Mars, took him towards entrepreneurship, and he started his company, which is ABCL. But we all know ABCL was a failure. It went into bankruptcy after a couple of years. So that was, so ABCL was declared as bankrupt in, I think it was 1999, if I'm not mistaken. In the 58th year of his life, let's see, 58th year. Yeah, it was somewhere in 1999. He filed the bankruptcy. Again, exact dates are not given, so I will not know when exactly, but somewhere in this 58th year, filed for bankruptcy. So if we look at his 58th year, moon is getting activated. And this is Swati nakshatra, which is owned by Rahu. And let's see where the moon is in the natal chart. So moon is in 9th house of Libra. Swati nakshatra ruled by Rahu. Rahu goes in the 7th house of business, something to do with the business. Moon is in the sign of Libra. Natural zodiac Libra sign is the house of trading, buying and selling. 7th house of business and trade. So here also business and trade is coming as the one of the themes. Again, it could be married life also, but here we know the event, so we know that it is the business. He filed for bankruptcy. 9th house and 5th house, whenever they are activated, they can cause a change in profession. Somebody is doing a job, service, business. 9th house and 5th house, whenever they are activated, you will see some change in direction. Why? Because 9th house is 12th from the 10th house. And your 5th house is 8th from the 10th house. So anytime when your 5th house or 9th house is activated, it is a time for you to change the track in your career profession. And that's what happened to Amitabh Bachchan also. He filed for bankruptcy. Again, if you want to consider the dispositor, sign dispositor of moon, sign dispositor of moon is Venus. Venus is in debilitation in the 8th house, not the favorite position for Venus. Right, so all this is indicating something to do with the business is going to happen. Ultimate result was not so great. So he went into bankruptcy. And again, I just noticed.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Wait, give me a moment, please. The other major event which happened was KBC was first year. So if you see this research experience section here, it is telling me that in this year, KBC was also launched. There was a change in the business goes for bankruptcy, but then guess what? There is always light at the end of the tunnel. So the light at the end of the tunnel was KBC. KBC came up, and then after KBC, he did a couple of other movies. His movies came out. Some of them failed, some of them did not do good. But KBC was a lifesaver for him. KBC brought him back to the in front of the audience, and KBC, we all know, it's been 22 years now, 22 or more years, right? That KBC keeps on coming, and people are still crazy about KBC. I mean, I watch it, and I know many of you also may be watching KBC. So KBC happened in this year. So again, very important year. We know 8th house of transformation. So that is getting activated. Your 9th house is getting activated because moon is situated here in this year. So moon is also about changes. Moon is a fast moving planet, right? So moon is also about changes. So this is when KBC happened. And then ABCL went into bankruptcy. So all these events are happening for him. Does it make sense? So moon, Libra sign is again movie, entertainment, right? All these things are here. KBC is all about asking questions. KBC is about knowledge. Knowledge is 9th house. He's asking question. He's giving away money by answering questions. So he's asking questions. He's testing the knowledge of the participant. Moon, fast changing planet. People are coming. People are going. Thousands of people apply. Lakhs of people apply to be on the show in front of Amitabh Bachchan, right? So people are coming, people are going. Very people getting emotional. I know that he has this habit of handing the paper napkins, paper tissues to all the ladies, right? All these things are happening, right? So it is his show, KBC. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have. Like I hope I gave you enough examples, enough food of thought. Apply this technique, try this out on different chart, and I'm telling you, basic karakas, if you apply, you'll be able to figure out the events, why these events are happening to the lives of this native. Look at your chart, anybody's chart whom you know. You'll be surprised to see like how easily the events can be predicted without any complex calculation. Any final questions?
So, sir, what we will, be able to figure out is like, say, we have got 9 planets and 1 lagna. So, 10 predictions we can make directly by this technique, you mean to say, right?
Correct.
Any other special points also, which can we consider to make predictions for this?
Bhrigu Bindu you can take. You can also take this Fortune of Mind or your Bhagya Saham, Punya Saham. These two are also given.
Okay. And sir, for example, sorry, from Bhrigu Bindu, what should we predict?
Again, significant events, right? Bhrigu Bindu, again, it's a topic in itself, but what they say is Bhrigu Bindu is your focal point. It is the most important house or the sign or the nakshatra or the nakshatra pada, which is all about your life and your life's story. So
thank you, sir.
Very important point. So yeah, anything to do with the Bhrigu Bindu, you will find some life-changing, life-defining, career-changing, again perspective-changing kind of event may happen around Bhrigu Bindu activation.
Thank you.
No problem.
Wonderful session, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to ask, like just now you showed us that we see the events related to the planets in that particular year. We can see that, okay. But then this Pushkar Navamsa, which is a dark this thing, and whatever planet falls in that, of course, the specific event will get to see in that particular year. But overall, these planets, because they fall in the Pushkar Navamsa throughout the life, they'll be like benefic kind of a effect they'll get.
Correct. Yes.
Even if they are combust or they are in a placed like in Trik Sthan or something, still they won't. They'll
again,
get the
combust
good
planets and planets in Trikasthan may not give you great results, but they will not give you too much trouble. So they will, yeah.
If they are in the Pushkar Navamsa.
Correct.
Okay. So they'll overall chart me, we get to see that they are well placed then.
Yes. They will strengthen the chart, and the more planets you have in the Pushkar Navamsa, the stronger the chart becomes.
Okay.
In many of the celebrity charts, you will find more and more planets in the Pushkar. 3 planets, 4 planets, 5 planets in Pushkar Navamsa, and those becomes like the celebrity.
Even if we see the events related to them in a later years, like in some of the charts I was saying, it is about 90 years or so. Okay.
The strength of the chart is what I'm saying. If you see more and more planets in Pushkar Navamsa, the chart will be very strong.
Okay.
So, for example, we can again go back to Amitabh Bachchan chart, right? So, Amitabh Bachchan has Jupiter 1, Venus 2,
And the
yeah,
fortune point is also there.
fortune, yeah, fortune point is also there, but again, again, somebody will say that why do you fortune point is not a planet.
Okay.
In the Gandhiji's chart, we have Ketu, then we have
Mars and Venus.
Mars and Venus, Ketu, Mars and Venus, and Jupiter. So 4 planets. Let's see. In the JFK's chart, John F. Kennedy's chart, we have Mercury 1, Sun 2, Ketu 3. Yeah, 3 planets in Pushkarna Manch.
So this shows the overall chart is good.
Yeah, overall chart. It is about overall chart. Pushkarna Manch is all about strength of the chart.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries. Joe Biden, we have Jupiter in Pushkarna Manch, Mars in Pushkarna Manch, yeah, these 2. Yep. So again, Pushkarna Manch is again very important technique, but yeah, it can reveal a lot. Okay. Any other questions, anyone?
Looking forward to have a more detailed session on this. Thank you. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Do practice it. Again, as I said, you can calculate the circular chart from your hand. Again, it's not that difficult. 100 in Navamsa padas, 1 year to each pada. Put the planets, and you'll be able to identify the events. It's all about running year. You know how to calculate running year, so you can just play with this, and you will see the results.
So thank you. Can I ask one question?
Yes.
So it was very informative session, and you made it very easy and simple also to understand. So thank you so much for that, first of all. But when you made it very simple, there are a couple of curious questions are coming. So for example, when we are now looking at Amitabh Bachchan's chart, and then you mentioned that the outer circle will remain the same for everybody, but the planets, the sixth circle will make difference. Now the question is coming. So obviously at the same time, there are multiple people are born already, right? So then what is making Amitabh Bachchan? Because as you mentioned that the circle, the age, everything will remain same for most of the people, right? So then what is that point which is making the differentiator?
Yeah, so the other differentiator is, as I said, we have to look at the circular chart, and we also have to see what house, what sign those planets are getting activated, right? Because house is also important, sign is also important, and then if there are any other planets sitting in the same house, those are also important. We also saw the dispositor, nakshatra dispositor. We also saw the sign dispositor, right? So all these are giving us the clues. What made Amitabh Bachchan the Amitabh Bachchan? That's again, it's a very long topic, right? So again, you have to study all the divisional chart. You have to look at like the Shashtiamsha, the deities for all the planets. That will tell you like if this is an ordinary chart versus chart of Amitabh Bachchan, chart of a superstar, chart of somebody who is rich and famous, right? So those things will give you what makes Amitabh Bachchan the Amitabh Bachchan. But what event will happen in the life of Amitabh Bachchan, the circular chart will tell you.
Okay.
So mine is the timing technique. It's not the overall chart. But for overall chart, Pushkar Navamsa is a very important concept. Again, I gave you a brief hint about this technique. I know there are Jairaji is here, and there are a lot of senior people here in this session, and they can attest you like how beautifully this Pushkar Nomash, like we have Sudhakar ji, Alok ji, all these folks. I mean, I know that they have like years and years of knowledge in astrology, so they will tell you that how important is this concept. Okay, I see some more people have some more questions. Nope, all good.
So one last quick question. You mentioned this technique is coming from Mr. C.S. Patel's book. Was it mentioned in some book, and which book is that?
Yes. I think Pink Book has this technique, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I have not read the book like today. This book on Nadi astrology, I think that has a technique.
Nari Navamsa.
Navamsa in astrology. This Pink Book, you will not be able to see it. Give me a moment. Yeah. Navamsa in astrology, page number 5. You will see the circular chart mentioned here.
Okay. So
Navamsa
this is
in
predicting
astrology.
through Navamsa and Nadi astrology? Is the book titled Predicting Through Navamsa and Nadi astrology?
No. I am referring to this book, Navamsa in astrology. This pink color book, page number 5, has this technique. It
Got
could
it,
be
sir.
there in other books also, but this is the book which I am referring. Page number 5 of this book has the technique, circular chart. This is a circular chart, if you are able to see the image.
Yes, we can see that, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, then. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the session. Again, Akshay Tritiya, best wishes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.